So Steve Bannon arrived at the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. and engaged in a piece of performance art. What's really going on there? Let's talk about that. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. No, this is not my normal setting. I'm actually up in New York City to attend an HBO premiere of a 4-part documentary called Black and Missing, a documentary that I participated in, and it tries to shine a light on how law enforcement, how mainstream media handles cases involving missing women of color, African American women, indigenous women, Hispanic women, etc., as compared to how it handles cases of victims like Gabby Petito. So it begins airing on HBO on November 23rd, and invite you all to tune in. But I couldn't wait to get back to my office in Leesburg, Virginia, before doing a piece on Steve Bannon, because I watched him arrive at the DC federal courthouse for his arraignment, because he's been indicted on 2 counts of contempt of Congress, and I saw Bannon's piece of performance art outside the courthouse, and I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk about what's really going on there. So Steve Bannon arrives at DC federal court for his arraignment with his own camera crew in tow, and he starts his bluffing and blustering and boasting about how he's going to take down the Biden administration and how he's going to make this case the misdemeanor from hell. Oh, he's so big and bold and strong. You know, I saw Steve Bannon in that very courthouse not too long ago when I attended the Roger Stone trial. The trial where Roger Stone ended up being convicted of several counts of lying to Congress and other crimes. And Steve Bannon was called as a prosecution witness. I sat there in the courthouse and I watched it unfold. He was put up on the stand by the prosecutors to provide incriminating information against Roger Stone. And he was asked, for example, Mr. Bannon, who was the Trump campaign's access point to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks? You know, for purposes of getting the weaponized emails that they could use to try to damage Hillary Clinton's candidacy. Who was the Trump campaign's access point? And big, bad, bold Steve Bannon said, I don't know. I can't say. I don't remember. I don't. Well, let's go to your grand jury testimony, Steve. And the prosecutor impeached him. Said, Steve Bannon, didn't you testify before the grand jury? Didn't you raise your hand and swear to tell the truth? And then were you asked the following question, and did you give the following answer? Mr. Bannon, who was the Trump campaign's access point to WikiLeaks and Julian Assange? Your answer was Roger Stone. Isn't that right? Steve Bannon said, yeah. And it went on like that. He had to be impeached because he wasn't strong enough to actually tell the truth when he was in a public setting and he was called upon to incriminate Roger Stone and by extension incriminate the Trump campaign. He wasn't so big and bad and bold. So what we saw going on at his arraignment, when he was big and bad and bold and full of bluff and bluster, that was performance art. That's Steve Bannon looking to grift, steal more money from Trump's supporters, just like he did with his fictitious We Build the Wall Foundation. I mean, the man stole from Donald Trump's supporters, and then Donald Trump pardoned him for those crimes. In how many ways will people let themselves be duped by Donald Trump and Steve Bannon and Roger Stone and the others? Well, Steve Bannon's got a rude awakening. I'm going to do a future video about why he has zero defense against the 2 contempt of Congress crimes for which he was just indicted. He has zero defense. So this won't be the misdemeanor case from hell. This will be the case that lands Steve Bannon in jail. Because justice matters. As always, friends, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.